Full Blast Podcast, let's take a ride into the mind of Smoothie. Video games and comic books, we'll talk about horror movies. Let's go retro, checking the scene. Talk about things in magazines. We'll talk about the things that we've seen on screen and the 90s on the 19.
Welcome back to the Mind of Smoothie Podcast. It's your boy Smoothie, but of course, inviting you to come for the entertainment, stay for the journey, that journey deep into the Mind of Smoothie. If you are new to the show, welcome. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you get your podcast from. Now, without further ado, it's time to get into this week's episode. Sit back, relax, pop some popcorn, pour a bowl of your favorite cereal, and let's get started. What's going on, everyone? It is your boy Smoothie, but of course, welcoming you back to the Mind of Smoothie Podcast. And for those of you who may just be listening to this podcast, there's a little something different going on. That's right, we're doing a video version of this podcast. Something that I've wanted to do from the beginning of the show all the way back in 2020 and haven't gotten around to it then and still haven't fully gotten around to it now. So this is going to be a complete learning curve for me. I've done video podcasts before. Of course, I've worked with other people, and I typically was never in the director or producer chair, and I'm a one-man show here, so I'm going to be switching between screens here, bringing up clips of what I'm going to show you, which we'll talk about in a second. So I ask you to bear with me, and if this is something that you would like to see more of, if you would like to see a video version of the podcast each and every week, please let me know in the comments below on this video. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. So the reason that I picked this episode to jump in and do a video version of the podcast was because we are only, as of the time of this recording, it is December 13th. We're only 12 days away from Christmas, and my intentions are to have at least one, maybe two, possibly three episodes completed and released by Christmas, maybe a day or two after, within the month of December. That's my short-term goal to close out the year strong. So I was kind of thinking and mulling over and looking at past notes of different things. What could be a good Christmas-themed episode or holiday-themed episode? I'm a sucker for retro commercials, and specifically Christmas commercials or holiday commercials. They always had such a huge impact on me during this time of year as I was growing up. Without further ado, we're going to jump in to the number 5 commercial. This commercial is the TJ Maxx holiday ad, and this one ran specifically in 1988.
TJ Maxx. Over 10,000 new Christmas gift ideas arrive at TJ Maxx every week, so it's never the same place twice.
No, it's never, ever the same place twice. Yesterday, this week, this Christmas Eve night, get the Max for the minimum price, and it's never, ever the same place twice. La, TJ Maxx.
So that was the TJ Maxx holiday ad from 1988. Now that one is not so much about the visuals per se. It's your standard, department store commercial ad with the holiday coat of paint on it, but the jingle is very, very distinctive, and I still find myself singing that throughout the years since I first laid my eyes on that commercial. Now, that commercial or that similar jingle ran throughout the year. It may or may not still be running. They customized it for the holiday season. I'm glad they did, and I'm glad that earworm has lingered with me this long, and I hope it will linger with you. Now we're going to move on. The number 4 spot goes to this McDonald's commercial from 1983, where we get to see Ronald ice skating with some children and some animated critters. Try and make it full screen for you. Thank you, VintageTVCommercials.com, for supplying this goodness. Alright, so that was the McDonald's holiday commercial, I guess however you want to call it, from 1983. So that commercial just, for years, I forget, I did look up, it ran well into the 90s, I believe. I think they had some variations as they changed the actor who portrayed Ronald. But definitely a staple, definitely set the tone and the feeling, though it's not really Christmassy, but it's that winter aesthetic that's going on. And yes, I pretended when I was younger that I was that boy being hoisted above his head by Ronald McDonald, because I could not roller skate. I never tried ice skating. I tried roller skating before, and my wrist still hurt from falling. And ice skating I never attempted, and don't think I ever will at this point. Although I don't want to rule it out, because if you're a follower of me here on YouTube, you've seen videos I've posted in the past couple of years of me trying to learn how to skate at over 40. So I guess you can never say never. Moving right along, we're going to move into number 3. This is a Hershey Kisses holiday commercial, and this debuted in 1989. Alright, so that was the Hershey Kisses commercial from 1989. This is another commercial that's ran for many years. It's still another one that as soon as I hear the bells, the Hershey Kiss bells, I know what commercial it is, and it just, there's that kid sitting back on a Saturday morning watching cartoons around the holiday season, waiting for the next toy that I want to ask for to come on, and you get this commercial, another good one. And of course, it worked. At least in my house. We had those in the the candy dishes around the house, along with, and I was going to include this on here, you can go look it up yourself, the Holidays candies, which were pretty much M&Ms that were made by M&Ms, but they were called Holidays. They were red and green. That's what you got at Christmas. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, they had little Christmas trees or little snowflakes maybe on them. I'm not quite sure about that, but they were definitely red and green and just called Holidays. Next commercial is the Fruity Pebbles holiday commercial, Christmas commercial. This aired for the first time in 1986, this version, and we'll talk more about the other version when we come back.
Yummy Fruity Pebbles in our bowls. Oh, here comes you-know-who. Yabba dabba fruit, delicious stew. Ho, 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 I'm hungry. Santa, my pebbles! Your pebbles! 'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred. Happy holidays, pal. Oh, Fred. Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles cereals, part of this nutritious breakfast. Ho, 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 ho.
Again, this commercial is still another one that has, it's like the trifecta. One, it's would have been like a Saturday morning cartoon. We got Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. I know they were before my time, but you'd always catch the reruns, and I think in the 80s, or by the 80s, we had the Flintstones kids and everything, so definitely iconic characters of the time, and iconic cereals I still eat today. I know a lot of people my age have moved on to those Magic Spoon cereals and the more healthy alternatives, because let's be honest, those cereals are nothing but sugar, but I can't escape it, and that's probably why I look the way I do, but I still enjoy myself a bowl of Fruity Pebbles every now and then. Lucky Charms, Golden Grams, you name it. A variation of this commercial aired in 1980, something like that. Prior to this iteration you see here, where you see Barney putting on the Santa disguise, going down, but there's no jingle at all. It's just, there's holiday music in the background. The dialogue is similar, but not the same. So I never even knew. I don't even recall seeing that one. So I didn't even know it existed until the other day when I was doing the research. So I'm glad that I did see that. You could go to YouTube and search for it. And here we are at number one. This commercial, this was probably one of the first commercials once YouTube, or even when the internet became more powerful. When we'll say powerful, I was around for the beginning of the internet, and you could search some stuff and it had crappy video things. But as it started to get bigger and people were archiving this stuff more and uploading these treasures more, I can say this was probably one of the first commercials that I searched for. Here we are. This is number one favorite commercial, hands down, for me. This commercial is the Folgers Peter Comes Home holiday commercial. I forget when this was in the 80s. I forget which year because I forgot to write it down. I think it was 1986 or 85 if I'm remembering correctly. Don't hold me to that. Just know it was in the 80s.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Everyone's asleep. I know how to wake them up. Come on.
Best wishes for this and all your mornings from Folgers.
Man, so many memories associated with that one. And one of my earliest memories with this particular commercial, I remember when I was really young on Saturday mornings, because in the 80s, we didn't have TVs in our room, or if we did, they were 13 inches, and you had to manually go out and, change the channel by hand, with the little knobs, adjust the bunny ears, all that good stuff. But on Saturday mornings, I'd be excited to, start watching Saturday morning cartoons. And I would go into my parents' room. They had a 19-inch TV with a remote control, which was mind-blowing. That was huge to me. And plus I was, on top of it, probably when my eyes aren't good. And I remember seeing this commercial for the first time. And ever since then, it's always been in my mind. And one of the other reasons I find this special is I have a brother who went to school out of state. And he would come home around Christmas time. Always look forward to that. That commercial kind of captures that memory. When I saw that commercial, it was Christmas time. I couldn't wait. Seeing the tree lit up in there, the snow. It was a special time. Definitely that commercial holds a special place in my heart. And that's going to do it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed taking that stroll down memory lane, revisiting my top 5 holiday commercials of the 80s. I truly hope that you did enjoy it as much as I enjoyed taking you back. As always, I want to thank you for tuning into the Mind of Smoothie Podcast. I hope that you enjoyed the show, and let's keep this conversation going. Head on over to Facebook and give a like to the Mind of Smoothie Facebook page. And while you are there, join the Mind of Smoothie and Friends Facebook group. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of Smoothie. For video content, visit youtube.com/Mind of Smoothie. You can also find me on Tumblr at mindofsmoothie.tumblr.com. And for all other news and updates, visit mindofsmoothie.com. Thanks for listening, and until the next one, take care, God bless, and stay smooth.